Hello and welcome to this afternoon taste challenge. We have two blended Scotch whiskies, both at 40% alcohol. Hold on a second, that fan makes a little noise. This is John Barr. It says since 1881. This runs about $24 a bottle, but I got it for $15. It's a good deal I got. This is their reserve blend. They used to show a 12-year age and a tribal exclusive, which they might still make, but they're not showing that on the website now. They're just showing this. And it says on the website, which I put below, the link below, John Barr Reserve Blend unites Highland malt and grain whiskeys, malt and grain, for structure and richness, and Speyside varieties for a mellow finish. Each component whiskey is carefully selected and expertly blended by a third-generation master blender whose time-honored approach to whiskey making delivers a reserve blend with a distinctive, rewarding taste profile. Now, John Barr Reserve is characterized by rich aromas of chocolate, baked sweet apple, and freshly baked bread, followed by notes of ripe apricot, gingerbread, and hazelnuts on the palate, and a lingering maple finish. See, I never can pick these things up that they're talking about. Then they show mixology. They show one in a bar and a nice photo. A distinguished blend from an acclaimed whiskey house. They're saying Whyte MacKay began in 1881. So I don't know if John Barr is from 1881 or the company Whyte MacKay. I think it's Whyte MacKay, but they're saying on the label 1881. It is tradition, move forward. That's product of Scotland. It's got the squared off bottle, kind of like Bushmills Irish whiskey. This looks like it's from the 185th day of 2016. Yeah. I asked the manager of a local store, I said, why'd you have it so cheap? You got a deal on it? And he said, no. Now, I assume he's telling the truth. He said, I had bought a case of these six bottles. I bought a case of 6 bottles, and I never sold a single one in all those years, so I got rid of it. And I sold it at cost. That's what he told me now. I could show you, good afternoon to you, Dan Page. I could show you a website for Dimple Pinch, but there's only one little problem. There is no website for Dimple Pinch, so of course I can't show it to you. This is the 15-year age, 80 proof. There is a 12-year age, 80 proof. There's a 12, and there may be a 12-year age, 86 proof, and there may be a 15-year age, 86 proof. But we get the 15-year age, 80 proof, okay? Now, I've been looking around at stores, kind of keeping a keen eye if they have a different configuration, but I haven't seen a different one. Now, the company, Haig and Company, was established in 1627. They are Scotland's oldest whiskey company, but they're owned by Diageo, and Diageo doesn't even mention it on their website. Triangle-shaped bottle to keep it from rolling off the table with a wire mesh around it. You can hold it by the wire. If you're at heavy seas, there's a crown with thistle for the Kingdom of Scotland. Price about $35. This will run you about $35. This will run you about $24. So we're talking about $11 difference. I did not pay that. Like I said, I got this for $15, and I got this for $24.99 at Walmart. Don't know why Walmart had it so cheap, but they did, and I took advantage of it. Okay. So Dimple Pinch, 1893. John Barr. I'm going with what the bottle says, 1881. All right. But you got to watch that. Just like Old Milwaukee beer. If you buy Old Milwaukee beer, the label says since 1849. Oh, really? Old Milwaukee was introduced in 1934, the first go round, and it was reintroduced in 1955. 1849 is when Schlitz was founded, Joseph Schlitz Brewing Company. So those dates can mean one thing and then they might mean something else. But this is a taste challenge, not a date determination video. But it is nice to know. It would be nice to know a definitive date, wouldn't it? Don't have it quite even. Oh, how can I get this right? And why am I doing this again today? Because I'm doing it for an upcoming date where it's probably not going to be a good day to do it. So that's why. So when you see some days where I don't do a taste challenge, it's because I had already done it. Or I don't. Or just something happened and I can't do it. Okay. Color. They're both gold. Amber gold. So I don't have to close my eyes so I don't glance at it. That won't be an issue. It's clear skies now. It was raining heavy for about an hour. Right at the end of church, and I was at mass, and I said, "Oh boy, if it can wait to stop raining until I get home. I only live half a mile from the church. I just washed my car. Don't want it to get dirty, but naturally it started raining. So one thing good about washing your car, it'll draw rain. There's people in California, they need rain, so they should wash their car, and it'll draw rain. But now they want to restrict how much water they can use, so it'll be a mutually exclusive problem. They can't wash their car to draw the rain because they don't have any rain to get water to wash the car to draw the rain. All right. So Highland grain and single malt with Speyside malt added to give it more character. I'm not going to be able to figure that out as far as how it tastes. It's kind of sweet, and there's a little peatiness. Like, I'm not saying smokiness, no, but peat, like compost, I call it. Yeah, it's like traditional Scotch. Over here, Scotch whiskey. A more reserved aroma. It's not as bold, but I'm getting that honey top Sara Lee white bread, and I think this is the Dimple Pinch. Can't say for sure though, but let's go with the taste. Just that aroma again let me know it was no way Dimple Pinch. There's too much peat. It can't be the Dimple Pinch. Oh, sin, it does look a little green. Can't be the Dimple Pinch. And that's just not right. Okay. Michael Stevens, hey there, Ron, drinking good old natural ice today. Good choice. Later on in about an hour, I'm going to drink some. Well, this morning I had a 9% Imperial Stout flavored with marshmallows and vanilla and all those wacky flavors. And it was good. Tastes like a donut. and then, or something like that. And then after that, I had Dragon Stout. Fire. I had 2 in a row, but that's only 9.6 ounces. 10%. Ooh. But that tastes nothing like that. They're totally, like Michael Comro said, totally opposite in his mind what they would taste like. And it was. The Dragon Stout Fire tastes like raisins and prunes and dark malt and maybe even cassava flour, but I don't think you could taste it because they use it as a neutral fermentable. But boy, they were talking about this and that, and I was listening to them, and I was thinking, I scored the Dragon Stout Fire 95, and I scored the fluffier Otter a 96, but I would still rather drink the one that scored a 95 because you could take it more. You could like tolerate it more. And it's arguably better when you're talking about 1 point out of 100. But that Dragon Stout Fire is fire. But that price is fire. A dumpster fire for the price. Of course, the price for the fluffier Otter was even higher. Yeah, I mean, I guess Dragon Stout's a better value if one should call that a better value. Lucky you on that Dragon Stout Fire. I want to try it. I know. I wish everybody could get it. I don't know why Desno and Geddes doesn't make sure everybody can get it. I mean, they got red stripe in every store, but they probably figure it's not going to be popular or something like that. And it's a Heineken. Heineken owns Desno and Geddes, but I don't know. The distributors might control that more than the company itself. The distributors might make that decision. We don't want it. I can't get it in this town. I have to go to the Florida parishes to get it. Honey topped sourly white bread. No peat. Smooth. You see, now that's the good thing about the 15-year age. It smooths it out. Unless you drink it in a blind taste test against Johnny Walker Blue Label, then it tastes harsh. when I've been drinking this, I say it's smooth. It's not harsh. Those 15 years didn't add a lot of flavor to it at all, or if any, but it smoothed it out. Then I put it up against Johnny Walker Blue Label. I said, oh, this stuff is nasty and harsh. So these things have a relative quality. So compared to the other products, it's been on par more or less. Compared to Johnny Walker Blue, it's trash, which has been my experience with all of these basically. I've never ever heard of these concoctions. Devil's Brew says King of the Dots. Geary. These are old brands. The Dimple Pinch is in everybody's local liquor store, or in Louisiana's case, everybody's local grocery store. Get real, man. I don't know how long the John Barr Reserve Blend is aged because they don't have an age statement. There's a little burn to it, like it's a little bitey and burny. But I don't mind. I just drank those 2 Imperial Stouts this morning, and they weren't exactly non-alcoholic in the flavor. But I don't know. I just like this peat compost pile taste, because you know how sometimes you just want to taste something that tastes like a compost pile. I can't say it's better than the Dimple Pinch, as I don't believe it is. I just think, in my case, I prefer it. And I could save $11. Buy you buys. Yeah, buy you buys. Because, like I say, I paid $24.99 for the Dimple Pinch, and I paid $14.99 for the John Barr. 2 prices that are extremely lower than normal. So, oh, you're drinking natural ice also? I would buy natural ice still, but every time I'm passing by Trader Joe's, I'm stopping and getting the 12 packs of the Simpler Times lager, which is $12.99. Can't talk. Which is $6.99. You heard me. $6.99 a 12 pack right now. Now with the inflation, it could change tomorrow. But nobody can touch that price right now. Nobody can touch that price right now. Yeah, I'm gonna say this is John Barr. Gotta be. says Dimple Pinch. Well, and I did say I prefer it. Well, okay, that's a shock. See, I got to stop doing blind taste tests. It's too risky. It makes me look bad. I gotta just do like other people and just like most of the things I watch, where they're just looking at what they're drinking and they're saying, "Oh yeah, this is clearly better." And they're looking at both. They know which is which. This is clearly better. There's no risk involved. But this blind taste test business is too risky because, I mean, you think you know what you're doing and then you get all confused because, well, you're doing it blind. And I was careful when I poured it, so gosh, bagosh, man. Tell you what. What's coming up next? In a few days, couple of days, the going into Chivas Brothers. Now you would think Chivas Brothers, they have a distinctive, well, not so much Valentine's, I don't find, but they have a distinctive kind of thing going on. So you would assume or think or hope that you'd be able to differentiate them from Dimple Pinch. But now I'm not too confident after this thing here today. No, I'm not too confident at all. Ron, okay, so sorry, y'all got it wrong. Well, I can't do anything about it. Craft Beer Tastic says, Ron, do you folks have any local craft distilleries popping up in your area? Yes, like 73 Distillery. 73 Distillery in New Orleans, right west of Interstate 10. Which makes no sense because Interstate 10 goes in a big S curve, so and then it goes like down and then around and then back up. So west of Interstate 10 could mean like 5 different things. So I shouldn't say that. How should I describe it? It is, it is on west of Interstate 10, opposite of the French Quarter. So when Interstate 10 passes behind the French Quarter, the backside of the French Quarter, then it's behind. I guess you could say it's behind it on the lakeside between Lake Pontchartrain and Interstate 10. I've never been there. I just saw it on Google Maps, and I said, "Oh, I have to visit that place." I do believe. Yeah, and that's just one of them. We got Bayou Rum out there, west of Lafayette. We got all kind of craft distilleries. Are they any good? I don't know. I never tried any of their products. I save my big money for good bourbon. Oh yeah, you do that? Is that true? Panthers Rule says you. See, I save my big money for cheap bourbon because it tastes just as good as the good bourbon in my experience. But I shouldn't say that on air. I'm gonna get in trouble. There are 360 craft breweries in Ohio and 80 in the Cincinnati area. I simply could never get her done. Yeah, I mean you can't get it done. And then Minhas got their own craft distillery, or at least they call it that. They do a little distilling there, but mostly it's just I think a bottling and blending and bottling plant. But they call it a craft distillery, Minhas Craft Distillery. I was looking at their website. They got all kind of liquor brands I never heard of, like Minhas bourbon, something. Old Punjabi whiskey, Old Punjabi whiskey. Well, you can never try everything. You can't. It's not possible. It cannot happen. It will not happen. It's all right. Well, you do what you can. You do what you can. So that's it. A failure today. I was really confident because I kept getting it right every time. Like Dimple Pinch, got it. I got it. I got it. I kept saying, I got it. I got it. I got it. And then things start breaking down. I don't think I lost the taste for it. I just think the reason is a lot of these other products taste similar to it. But I never got that peak before. No. But then I always said that one whiskey can bring out something in a whiskey that you didn't see before. See, when you put it against A and then against B and C and D and whiskey E and F, and then you say, "Oh, I didn't notice that before." So that's a possibility. So what's coming up next? Anybody want to see what Dimple Pinch is going to go to battle with next? If not, I'll just get off of this and be back in a couple of days on live hangout. Oh, I know who's doing that weed eating. I know who it is. I'm gonna edge tomorrow. Sure, you want to see? Okay. I'm gonna do it one day. I'm gonna do 2 days after him. I'm gonna go cheap to not so cheap to definitely not cheap. I'm gonna do Chivas Brothers. I'm not going in chronological order by year of introduction, but here's the cheapest one. Now in India, it's a premier brand. You go to India, it's the #1 selling Scotch in India. In the United States, it's the number 1,000 selling Scotch. But you'll see it around. It's 100 Pipers, introduced in 1965 on ShivasBrothers.com website. They couldn't fit 100 Pipers on this label, so they put 4. But this one is bottled in Kentucky by Heaven Hill. But it's produced in Scotland by Chivas Brothers. It's got a much prettier bottle in India. If you look at the Indian website, it's pretty looking, you know. But it's probably not $8.99 a bottle either. Same stuff, right? Same product, but it's how they position it. Here they position it as a value brand, and it's $8.99 or $9.99 depending on the store, on the stove. And if you go to India, it's probably $18.99. You know, same product. And in India, there's a 12-year age, which I'd love to try, but I know I'll never see it. Oh, we down to the end. Oh man, well, we got enough for 2 taste challenges, maybe, and I'm not too confident in that, but perhaps. But guess what? I got 3. I got 750 milliliters more ready to go because I got the greatest deal in the world about 3 years ago with this stuff. I never cracked the bottles. This place called Savannah Discount. No, this place called Discount Depot. I don't want to give credit to the wrong place. Discount Depot, right on. It's actually on United States Highway 90 business route in Marrero, Louisiana. But that's an elevated highway for miles. It's on the ground level. They had it for $3.98 a bottle. In other words, this size bottle for $3.98. That is not the normal price for Louisiana. That's not the normal price for any place on earth. But I said, I'm not going to pass that up. And my friend David was saying, I brought him a bottle. I said, I brought you a bottle. He said, I don't even like that stuff. He didn't turn it down, I noticed. So I think 100 Pipers is going to do very well because I always call that the secret weapon of Scotch whiskey. It's not anything too remarkable to look at. It's got this big essay on the back. If you want to read a whole essay. But it does much better than you would think it's going to do for that cheap price. And I wouldn't be shocked if it would just win outright. Not win by virtue of price, but just win by virtue of tasting better. But we're going to see. Good Sunday, Louisiana Beer Review says okay. Well, good Sunday to you, MD. King of the Dots, Heaven Hill, where I want to go to rest. Burp. Yep. Oh, Gary, at it again. All right, thanks, everybody. Y'all take care now. See ya. See you later.